What's going on YouTube? Super Saiyan Paul here, back at it again. Today we got another video and discussion for you guys on Dragon Ball Super and the future of the after story, what may possibly happen. Remember guys, this is a discussion on what may happen in the Dragon Ball realm following the events of Dragon Ball Super, as well as may be tying into the future movie that's going to be releasing this December 2018. And before you guys jump into this video guys, make sure you guys know there's going to be spoilers. Make sure you guys know that you guys have to like the video for me, subscribe, as well as turn on notifications if you guys want to keep up to date and support the channel. It really helps me out, and hopefully you guys don't miss anything. This way you guys can participate in any future discussions. This way we can have a lot of fun in the comments and really bring out what really means to be like a part of the Dragon Ball community. It's always been something to be a Dragon Ball fan and think about what's going to happen next, and we're about to jump right into some of the things that may just happen regarding the future of the series. Now, what we know in Dragon Ball Super Movie 2018, it's not currently titled at this point in time. We do know that there's going to be an Ancient Saiyan. We did know that for Dragon Ball Super, there was a Planet Sadala arc planned, and this movie in particular is going to have the most Saiyans featured ever. So with it being the most Saiyans featured ever, the origins of the Saiyans, that's why we were safe to say that at the end of Dragon Ball Super, we were going to end up getting like some sort of resurrection of Universe 6, because Universe 6 has the most Saiyans ever right now. It has more Saiyans than Universe 7, and right now that's the only place we know that they're coming from, unless there's something that wasn't stated in that final episode with the other universes might have being like resurrected and they like other Saiyans being formated from there. Like let's say according to like Master's Media's video, where in his little fan film it was basically saying that maybe the universes had series of 3 instead of pairs of 2, it was pairs of 3, and that could also be a case, but for now Universe 6 has the most Saiyans ever. Now, we know that Frieza's out and loose in the universes out there because he was basically resurrected by Whis and put out there. And we know that there's a Yamoshi or Ancient Saiyan that's incoming to the world right now. We don't know exactly where he's coming from, but here's why Universe 6 is the most deadly universe out there right now. The reason why is because during the events of the Tournament of Power, within 48 minutes, 2 Super Saiyan girls managed to power up to the point where they were able to take on a Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Mind you, they were Saiyan prodigies, but without even getting into the God transformation and maxing out with Legendary Super Saiyan, and they didn't even hit Super Saiyan 3 yet, we know for a fact, stronger than Super Saiyan 3, because of Battle of Gods, Super Saiyan God surpasses that. And what's really interesting about this is that with the Super Saiyan God transformation, if I go exactly to what happened here, Super Saiyan 3, that's what they're aiming for at the end of Dragon Ball Super, is, remember, it's not a really good transformation compared to Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God was actually buffed during the Tournament of Power because Super Saiyan Blue, they nerfed it in a way because it was so overused that they said key control is like a key factor of Super Saiyan God. It's a super powerful transformation, and Goku did activate it during the tournament against Dispo, and it was really cool to see that. And what we know is that it takes a ritual of Saiyans. Before you can tap into it on your own, you need to experience some of that God Ki in some way, shape, or form, or train into like the point where you're like Vegeta did it. And what's the easiest way to do it? I think it's mainly using the ritual. When you hold hands with the other Saiyan, 5 Saiyans, and requiring the 6th Saiyan to have the power channeled into him, it becomes one of the most deadliest things ever. We do know that this requires righteous-hearted Saiyans, and Planet Sadala seemed like it was much more of a civil type of thing. We haven't actually seen it, but compared to the characters we've seen thus far with Kefla, Kale, and Kaba, they all seem like righteous-hearted Saiyans. On top of that, you don't necessarily need like a power requirement. Pan was used in the original Super Saiyan God ritual, and she wasn't even born yet. She's not even a Super Saiyan, and none of that has ever like really been set in stone. But for now, what we know is that you don't need a power requirement, you just need to have Saiyan power. They have an entire planet of them, righteous-hearted Saiyans. If you have an entire planet of warriors like this, do you not see them trying to activate this and surpassing what their goal was with Super Saiyan 3? Imagine if Kale and Caulifla, or if they ended up becoming Kefla after they mastered Super Saiyan God power. They can tap into this at will if they decide to give these prodigies these powers, and not only that, they have an entire planet of this. They only need like 5 Saiyans and then throw it into one being. So imagine if their population was at like, not even like in the millions, maybe in the thousands. They have an army of Super Saiyan gods at their disposal, making them some of the most strongest like warriors in the entire universe. And not only that, it can continue growing. Goku just showed them Super Saiyan Blue and the ability to tap into it at will. They were learning this much power, like all these transformations, within only 48 minutes. So if these two prodigies go back to planet Sadala, what exactly is going to go on there? Because they wanted Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God is easily accessible to them whether they know it or not, and then Super Saiyan Blue is the limit, and on top of that, if they fuse, especially with how much power they're displaying before even hitting Super Saiyan 3 against Goku, they are probably some of the biggest threats in the universe right now. Not necessarily saying they're going to be using it for evil, but let's say there's another tournament of power, there's going to be a huge disturbance in terms of like where this is going to go. What if a Saiyan decides to go rogue with this particular power and challenges the other fighters? You never know, because I mean, yes, Kale and Khalifa and Cabo were the prodigies, but you never know if another set of Saiyans could come out of nowhere and use this for like the wrong reasons, because if almost anyone can use it and they find a way to like manipulate this, we're not exactly sure if it's entirely needed to be righteous hearted. We know from the origin of Yamoshi that he took this on against the other Saiyans and it disappeared as quickly as it vanished, but with Goku using that in the first fight and then actually using that power in his Super Saiyan state afterwards, it's safe to say that these guys are a major threat. I want you guys to tell me if it's possible in the comment section below. Do you think Universe 6 now has an army of Super Saiyan gods at their disposal without even realizing? And is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing for the series going forward? Because I mean, if anything happens in the series right now and there's no flaws in this argument, I mean, if any threat was to really happen, especially with like Frieza trying to make a new army and I mean trying to do bad things, I don't necessarily see him as a big threat right now. But remember, he only trained for 4 months and saw how powerful he had become, and his role in Dragon Ball Super was really critical. And if he actually decided to train, imagine how powerful he would really be able to go against Goku and everyone else, because Mastered Ultra Instinct isn't a thing right now unless Goku decides to turn that into the new Super Saiyan transformation at ease. It's not necessarily viable compared to what we may see. Super Saiyan Blue is viable, Super Saiyan God is viable, but not Mastered Ultra Instinct at this point in time, and that's where things start to bring up these questions. And if Universe 6 does have this much power, imagine the next tournament of power if they eventually decide to do that in the future. An army of Super Saiyan gods, and even if it's not an army of Super Saiyan gods and they go beyond that, let's say they all ended up in Super Saiyan Blue, only 10 fighters, 10 Super Saiyan Blues versus what Universe 7 has, and Universe 7 has some of the greatest fighters of like all time, because I mean we had Goku and Frieza and 17 and Vegeta. I mean, how bad do you think that this would be for the other universes if they were to end up running against them? I mean, necessarily thinking, if you guys would think like what the wish would be, would probably be to resurrect everybody back again, but just think for like the sheer consequence of the power struggle between things. This universe is now the strongest one. We're about to see in the new movie the origins of the Saiyans. We're about to see maybe the Planet Sadala arc, because what we know, the most Saiyans ever, and if they do feature the Planet Sadala arc, I don't know if they're gonna reveal to us that, hey, we have the most Saiyans. It only takes 5 of us to push our energy into one being to get Super Saiyan God. We were after Super Saiyan 3, but we just realized Super Saiyan God is literally everywhere on this planet. And how would that play out against any other villain? Because imagine if instead of them becoming evil, these are all on Goku's side. Like if anybody messes with Universe 7 or any of the Saiyans, you have an army of Super Saiyan gods coming at you. This is where it gets very underrated for Universe 6, because I didn't necessarily view them as one of the strongest people in the Tournament of Power. I knew that Kale came out of nowhere with the ass pulls and power buffs, but if you really look at the situation right now, when they go back to Planet Sadala, it's a whole new thing for what would possibly happen. If there was another Tournament of Power, they would be one of the powerhouses in there, because Universe 11 was the main thing against everyone else because of Jiren and Topo. Topo was defeated by Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, and now that we had 2 Super Saiyan Blues that really carried things, and even Android 17 and Frieza in a way, because they were Super Saiyan Blue-esque type of levels. Kale and Khalifa, even when they fused, they were above Super Saiyan Blue, and Goku had to go into Ultra Instinct against them. If we had 10 Super Saiyan Blues from that universe, Universe 7's in trouble. I don't know how you take that on. They're low-key one of the most powerful universes at this point in time, and with that happening, what could potentially happen in this series. Is there going to be a power struggle? Can people go rogue with this power? And how can this be manipulated against one another? And are they going to realize this? I want you guys to tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. This is a very, very interesting discussion. If there's any holes in this theory, tell me in the comment section as well. I still believe there's still more than enough Saiyans. Pan wasn't even like born yet, so therefore there's not a power requirement. They seem righteous-hearted and innocent enough. Kale and Khalifa kept saying they wanted to get Super Saiyan 3, and we know that Super Saiyan 3 wasn't enough to take on Beerus, and that's when they decided to go Super Saiyan God. So they're gonna probably eventually realize that. If not, that's gonna be a really big bummer and a huge plot hole in a way. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Is Universe 6 one of the most deadly planets right now? Do they have an army of Super Saiyan gods? Even Super Saiyan Blue at that level? And I mean, if they threw Goku into Mastered Ultra Instinct after Fusion, combining Fusion with God energy all over the place, this is going to be very, very interesting for Universe 6, especially if the next movie is going to be featuring them and the origins of the Saiyans. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I brought this theory to light. Smash that like button, subscribe for more. I can't wait to read your comments down in the section below. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Make sure you guys stay tuned for some more videos. I'll be seeing you guys then. Take care. Peace.